Ba, 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 I'm a satyr. Ba, ba, ba. Hello. Hello, wonderful people, places. Adam's altar here, Abadril, before my face changes and I get to look like Abadril. Famously, everyone's like, Adam Snowflake is Abadril? I don't think he's Abadril. He's wearing like a Death Eater's hoodie. And like it famously is like the death skull of like Slytherin. I don't think he is like this is what my chest looked like all of Galate. This is what my chest looked like all of Galate. Famously, I see no nipple here, and I see it flat, kind of heavy. This is what my body looked like all of Galate. This is not like thinspo or anything like for body positivity. This is just kind of like a record for me to keep instead of like something political of just seeing what my body looked like all the not Galate, sorry, New Year Neverland. This is my body all of New Year Neverland. Famously, I'm at Mark Allen Twain's house. I don't hate Mark Twain. I hate William R. Wraith, his character at the moment. Famously, they both become really good to me in the future. I don't hate Mark Allen. I don't hate Mark Twain. I hate his character, William R. Wraith, who was his Siamese twin, who kept attacking my family with conjures. Oh my god, we just got done deifying buckets in 𝂀Anexreia, all of New Year Neverland. I'm gonna lose the tummy. I'm gonna lose the famously, like, I am an altar who holds that trauma. I am like an altar deified not to see the stomach in any time period. Like, I'm one of the standards the body goes through. Like, because famously, we have multiple personality disorder. I had an avatar dream that my mom pulled me out, and I was in like an African-American looking avatar because of an alien planet that can't see the color reddish-brown. That stayed an alien planet, but oh god, did not stay prosperous, and did not keep those avatar rules. Where I famously am taken there, and then I shapeshift white, and it's like this most awkward, like, history of, yes, this is my skin color as of the moment. Yes, I am Adam Snowflake's alter, Abadril. No, I am still Monica Lewinsky. If you do those kinds of rituals with me and you are intending to banish her, I have a lot of deifications where you banish your child, Delilah. You banish your child, Monica Lewinsky. I'm not going to change as the only child that has been. You cannot separate me from them just because you know about the Sabbath, and you're famously going to go through a lot of hell about pig body mods and the dysphoric curse homunculus. 𝓂 is the location with the eldest ring of all of New Year Neverland where I am. The world's second different eon was like horror tropes of Japanese. It is like kind of really weird as Asian when I think about that. There are eventually more Asian races than Japanese, but oh my god, in older time periods, to be Chinese, you had to be Japanese identified. To be Vietnamese, you had to be Japanese identified. To be certain versions of Mexican, you had to be Japanese identified. And I like that as Japanese. I like that we had a monopoly on squinted eyes in, like, the time period. But oh my god, if I am that heavily mixed, do I not look Asian to some people? And it looks like I am making up the Asian identity to some people. And I'm just like, oh my god, do I love Donald Trump? I think he is one of the most progressive liberals as Bernie Sanders' secret identity in history. I know everyone's like, what did Donald Trump do to please you? You kind of a hard party to win. Well, for starters, he speaks like Sam Collins. He speaks backwards Southern, so he sounds like he's a racist bigot if you're from the wrong time period or locations. And that's why Fox News, as a propagandist, went with the airings it did. Because Fox News only exists in 3 separate eons, one of which is this eon. So it's not like a famous thing forever. And it's always older news of like older time periods reaching now. It famously only reports in New Year Neverland, Galate, and New Hampshire, the alternate reality. It's not like a normal and like the time period that would have been named New Hampshire, that was famously renamed because New Hampshire is an alternate reality. Like famously, Fox News didn't exist in Nebraska, or it did exist in Nebraska, but it only reported like modern day things, and so it's not like a normal news cycle. I don't hate Fox News. I hate the people who fall for how they speak, because they're right wingers, they're leftists, they're Leo Republicans, but they famously will use that backwards talking, and it sounds like you're a bigot saying the word homophobe about Chick-fil-A a lot when you're saying that you stand with the gays of Chick-fil-A. And so it sounds like this famous, like, even though Chick-fil-A is known to be real, but in fiction a lot, for cults. So it sounds not like you're supporting the cult doctrine of Chick-fil-A and praising the gay chicken. It sounds like you're a racist wanting to beat them up. And Donald Trump famously talks that way, and Fox News famously airs him. No, he's a leftist. He famously is like the progressive things he preached. Famously, my brother is a brainwashed neo-Nazi right now in a like a creepy way that used to be assumed. Like, oh my god, is he not center? Like, my brother is falling for that talking and learning that talking from Kate's family, and is doing a 180 on his politics. Oh my god, he still believes and preaches all the same things, but he can't make up his mind about what is left, what is right, and like the instant they say it, he falls for it gullible, which is a thing you choose colorblind in that language to be racist about gender. And I famously have this story I don't talk about where, as Abadril, because I'm Adam Snowflake in a wig, I famously, when my brother was really young, he was really bigoted about the fact that I am agender and wanted my presentation as the lie to be male. Because if I'm all male gender identities and female was just like a bastard they tested on me to raise if I didn't have a gender, I had this great talk with my father's ghost yesterday. He's like, and so I think if I had to make a pitch, it would be male. If it was like which gender would win the cruelty debate about who would rape, men would have too much power. If like women and genders are sometimes based on you in foreign countries, like the assumptions of men and rape. Oh my god, is that true of women still and not always true of guys? If they had that power, oh my god, women would be second class citizens, like assumed of equality. And I'm like, okay. And so, because famously in a lot of foreign nations, they base gender on me. And so famously, that's why Frenchmen look like that. No offense, it's my fault to Jake Calloway. So, like, famously, I had this moment where, because it's not that I'm a shapeshifter and have different faces over time as Adam, it's that I always hid it from my family. And it's like, it's not that I care that Jordan finds out I'm Abadril or creepy. He would just now think a lot of weird stuff happened. And I'm just like, yes, especially with me bowing to myself meeting baby Samantha time traveled. Oh my god, Jordan, that was a crazy trip where I gave to Kahashi Hashi my name. And, like, it was famously, like, this event where my brother's bullying the fuck out of me. I'm suicidal. He knows I'm suicidal. He's trying to push me to suicide just to see because of my gender. And I take a razor, and my mom's like, no, you're going to do that in front of Jordan, because she catches me cutting. And so in front of Jordan, I just like, because it's my gender. And, like, I cut my arm open, and in front of my big brother, Jordan. And he's like, he has this emotional talk, like, I don't care if you're a guy, please just do it, I'll learn to grow up. Like, oh my god, I know I copy you, and I'm famously the first Jordan Cohen that inspired the baby dragon standing on its own head that he is. And it's like all of this, like, because they were my Legos with dad's other house, and it was my Legos, and then she gave away my Legos to the wrong kid to be me, and it was like a rape of me because of Lego. Like, I famously have a lot of weird personal experiences um as the famous Abadril of the emoji system. This is the closest I've ever looked to Adam, because our face shape shifts in time period. This is my hair. Look at my hair. Do you see my hair? Look at that. Like, that's my hair right now. It famously looks like a boy's haircut. I care that it looks like a boy's haircut. I'm framing my face. My face is always going to look like me if I'm wearing this, like, famously as Abadril. Like, famously as Adam Snowflake in a wig. No, this is not a wig, but like we could pretend to humor Crocker. I met Crocker in a time period he was dead, and he was getting the messages while he was alive, and he was like just not doing anything but humoring the fact that I think he's dead, famously like activated. And Morgan's like, I remember Baby Dragon's beach house, like after he's been harassing me for years, going butterbeer, 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 offerings, offerings, offerings. I'm like, Morgan, you're not a god. Stop doing this. Like, if you want to be a god, fine, but gods are not allowed to harass like this. And now he's permanently under a tenacity and a leafeon for it. And I'm like, thank God he's cursed. In the statuses, even if he becomes a god as Morgana Le Fay, as the witch, she's just a witch to me as my student. Like, I'm never gonna worship my kids. And like, famously, like, thank God you are cursed as Abadril the altar saying this, to not be able to harass people with spam of like talking over their shit, because that is like famously only false idols. If like this is one family that's currently false idols trying to join Snowflake, who are Islamic, and they keep sending to all the universe's gods, goddesses, and powerful witches like their commentary over their blogs, and everyone's hearing it, and it's like, yeah, the dumbhead, and it's just like so famously like offensive. They are like allowed that, and I know mommy and daddy as their family, and I stay with their family. Oh my god, when they hit the false idol that Morgan was, it was famously like, I'm gonna spam you with the fact that I want gifts right now, because the real goddess I'm copying gets gifts right now, and I'm trapped as Ganesha stealing it. Because Ganesha famously is that false idol and has a false idol, but she's like, I'm gonna have my false idol the whole time period. Not if it possesses Morgan Hoffman, you are not. I am breaking up with you indefinitely as Ganesha unless you like agree not to have that false idol as my best friend, because it possesses him as a split personality and steals him, and he famously is very close to a lot of real gods. Like, you are not allowed to have that false idol this whole time period, or you're not allowed to ever be a goddess again. Tough shit, Ganesha. I will undo the gas stations I built for you. They will go to someone else like Vishnu. And she famously was like devastated, going like as an elephant, and I'm just like, okay, Asmodee's like, this will be an easy sculpt. He's already gay. Famously, I think Asmodee is like a racist about blood colors. Like, I'm in this time period where he's in a vessel, and he's like famously as who will be my wife for some reason in the head. I don't know what we agreed to, but it's fine. Adam agreed to it for me. Where it's like famously like Asmodee, um, like talking like to people. He's like, well, I'm brown blooded. Like, how about you? And it's like famously, but you know, you could be a little brown blooded. And he's famously raping me the whole time he's saying this is a spirit, being like teaching the method of blood colors by rape, which is only something brown blooded people do. And like, I famously have won lawsuits in you and hell that you have to pay me alimony that you raped me just as a racist in the time period, and did not accept a payment of me building cities to your name in China, but it was a payment for an asshole's ritual in the future that I told you from the start was that payment. I do not just build cities in China that look like that. And it defined a lot of China this time period, the fact that it was a demonic sanctuary. China is permanently satanic, though. It's not like usually about demons over Eldens, though. Famously, it's about Eldens and the Mormonary missions of like Joseph Smith, and not like demonic Asmodee centerpieces. You famously with Takashi Henshin got that payment for the Yu-Gi-Oh ritual. Please stop pretending I did not pay you as a witch. I paid you. I stayed Monica. You killed me in your time period and went to jail for my murder in real life because you did the ritual to banish it. I am not going to stop being Monica because you have a beef with the fact that I've been the only soul for her to split her from me. You can't. You are a fool, and you lost your Goetia status as a vessel to the real Asmodee, who's very phobic of me not being Monica. As a result, like, you're in a vessel, you're not like the real, I don't even know, but like famously we redid the time period. Like, I'm Adam's witchy altar. Like, people are like, Adam's not a witch, Adam's an atheist. Adam has had me as a possession since he did not believe in God. He thought God didn't exist because God was dead and had possessions. And famously as a possession, I'm like in history. This is back when I have like my own face before like anything's happened to it. Famously, like, my long hair, my Slytherin Snape signals. I'm Carlos blood color Slytherin, by the way. And I'm fuchsia, with my third possession being brown-blooded possessions as my third blood color, with my second being violet. And I didn't have to be tortured into fuchsia blood color. I was just naturally fuchsia and would present it as male. Asmodee had to be tortured into his fuchsia blood color as brown-blooded possessions. I like met several emos married to my wife Mulin. I was like, hello Mula, how are you Mula? She's like, Carlos White. I'm like, no, Muna, it crazily the shape-shifting possession. I came here clearly white, but the lighting in the club made me look African American. Everyone just stares at me like, it did make you look African American. It's just the lighting in the club. Why do you suddenly have an accent? My wife, Muna. Like fake an accent that is purple and dark. Can I have a light accent even for that system? Famously have a light accent in most places. I fake a very dark black male Hispanic accent, not in like comedy clubs that make me look African American, but like because they famously have filters and Elder Wizard, it just made me look African American. The second I leave the club, I looked white, and I was like, and the second they adjusted the lighting, I looked white, and then it was just really awkward that I was not a black man, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but I am not Lazo from Star Wars. And it was like a dream halfway of going through Lazo was homunculus, and I'm like, good, Lazo. I'm so happy that they were just fucking with the lights to see because they saw I was a famous person. Oh my god, when you went there, the second you shapeshifted, you turned into a white man. He was like, yeah, I thought it was awkward too when it happened. I was like, okay, Lazo, as your homunculus who's Han Solo. I'm famously the Star Wars Jedi that is Han Solo as Abadril. Famously asked me, is like, is this how I sculpted your voice? I'm like, you have sculpted this much in my voice. He's like, yay. Gonna be gay boyfriends. I'm like, okay, Asmodee, you know, we're super romantic. I can't wait to date you. But I'm Adam's witchy split personality. So Adam has a witch in his head. Adam famously does a lot of magic. Adam took you guys to Rainbow Road as his audience. Do you think a normal muggle just like has access to someone under flowers and daisies has access to Rainbow? No, Adam's just very opinionated about the fact that he's an atheist. He just won't worship God. He believes in God. He just will not worship God and is colorblind about the fact that he thinks he knows John Ball weird. And he's just like, well, I know John Ball and I know Leinfeld a certain kind of way. I know that bitch about Mark Zuckerberg. So to respect it, never worship. And then when it comes to Jesus, it's not that he doesn't worship Jesus, it's that it's a sex life of fucking Jesus to him. So many people are like, but it'd be perfect. Now he'll just make all that room for Jesus. He does make all that room for Jesus. He just doesn't worship him. He famously is like, Jesus, so sexy, fake masturbation, fake worship in bed. Lucifer or something. And like Lucifer is the demolatry angle for Adam in bed, whereas like famously, I'm just gonna like masturbate to them worshiping Lucifer and pretend I'm Lucifer in the moment, with special permission from Lucifer and Hypnos when I do this, because no one else is allowed this, and I am God's spouse. Like I'm gonna marry Hypnos. I just think Jason the Toymaker is hot. I just think he's so hot. I just think I'm so sexy. So sexy that Jason the Toy, he's like agreeing to marry me. Jason the Toymaker is so hot. So sexy. Mm. And I'm also Adam's crazy alter. Like famously, like in the split personality system, that Adam has multiple personality disorder. These are not different faces posting all to the same channel. This is famously like Adam has shape-shifting powers because of a mutation that is called facial dimorphism, where he looks like the different characters in his head. Which you guys previously know it's all the same person in wigs, but like, did you know that it was like really just caused by a mutation from thinking he's different people, scared fucking with pressure points on his face? Oh my god, is that not seen as magic? But oh my god, is it magic when I formed? He was learning hermetics. He was on hermetics, and I stayed from what his hermetics character was. So yes, like I'm gay. Like it's fine. I don't even know. That's just gonna be my identity as what it is. Like I'm happy to have sculpted you. Yeah, like that's what he has sculpted me several time periods. I'm just like, okay. And like famously I'm talking about like the name Asmodee, like a famous demon or god in Greek mythology, like very casually, like this is my work with Apollo this evening. Even though Asmodee is not Apollo. And Asmodee is like an only racist in blood colors when he's in vessels. He's telling me, I'm like, yes, but I'm dealing with a lot of you in vessels, so I'm gonna bitch about this. And like if I turn out to be he's like, and I never tried to get rid of Monica. My vessel did, and I famously made an arrangement in that ritual to keep Monica, by the way. And I'm like, okay. It's like your demons all the time. And it, like Adam has a demonic, like crazy pagan witch altar, like obsessed with like Eldons that way that didn't end like Jimmy Carter. And this is how I do my face because I haven't picked a separate face yet. Now I look like myself. Famously, I based my face off of like how well I'd like wear this hat, like at an angle. It would like turn into a different face, kind of. And I was like, oh, that's what I'll look like as a split personality. I'll look like, famously, this is what he does. He like obsessively pinches and prods at his face because I don't have dimples and Adam does. Haha, yes. You just gave yourself dimples. That's what day. That's what day's like. You just gave yourself dimples. I'm like, yes. Famously, and then I have to do the cult of midsummer in a few days, and I'm just like, well, at least we got started on my like. I'm Adam's crazy alter. Adam does not have normal split personalities. I'm crazy about witchcraft. I'm schizophrenic. I was a lot of different potions like Dr. Pepper. And I'm just like Adam's split personality. Oh my god, do we have different faces, guys? And this is the day I picked mine.